Morning guys, 37 days to Ironman, 20 hours. Body's feeling good, mentally, emotionally, spiritually I'm all attuned. Feeling good where I'm going, what I'm doing. Looking to really just ramp things up a little bit now. I've taken the shift in, and it was already pre-scheduled in, to start running and riding for time a few times a week as opposed to distance. And what I found is that just doing that 3-hour ride on Saturday, was it? Yeah, Saturday, was the mindset shifts slightly to the miles. I mean, when you start talking to someone in, you got to ride for 100 miles. You know, that's a long way. You know, when I drove to London just the other day, it was 68 miles there. Thought of doing that twice in heat and wind. You know, it doesn't really spur up that much excitement, but reframing and rewording the context in which you're putting together that strategy, riding for 7 hours in the sun in a warm climate, beautiful views, around people that are equally motivated and excited, produces a completely different image, internal image, internal thought structure and process. I think there's a few shifts that we all really can make with regards to not only the way in which we go about and the way in which we talk about stuff, but also realign the language that we're using on a daily basis to allow us to seek out the best in our life. You know, we are who we communicate we are. I don't mean on the outside, in the outside world, but internally. Just dropped my son off to school and we're talking about distance and learning for him and universities and stuff. He's very keen on going to the US, working, or going to a university that deals with technology. He's very math, science and IT orientated. You know, he was in one of my earlier videos, although it was relatively quiet then, but we're talking about bits, and I found myself having to really think about what I was saying so that he wouldn't, so there was no culturing there, that his thought process was organic but used and put together in positive context. Now, one of the things that you could say to a child or your child is, what kind of job do you think you'd like to do? Now, I was thinking that, and I was about to say it, and then I thought, I don't really want to say that because I'm not an advocate really for jobs. So I asked him, have you thought about, or have you thought any more about how you want to earn money? And the answer that he gave was a lot more varied and expansive about, and it evolved around lifestyle more than money. What do you want to do for money, or how you thought about how you want to earn money, produces a mass different number of answers than have you thought about what job you want to do. I find the job thing a bit too restrictive. works for a lot of people, the masses, in actual fact. For me, I'd rather be doing something I enjoy on a daily basis, and the money becomes a byproduct. It's just my way of thinking, not necessarily the truth or the right belief structure for everyone. But it just proves how language really is just so key. Getting through 140 miles, getting through each training session, despite feeling exhausted, fatigued, in the mindset of I just can't be bothered, to then push through that boundary, overcome that thought, finish that training session, get to the next aid session, allows the body and the mind to really realign constantly themselves. Someone I know, she has just decided not to follow through with something she committed to because she found it was actually not being productive or promoting well-being and good health. It was actually making her physically ill, and she was shoehorning herself into environments that have and are renowned to have masses of negative energy. So after thought, a bit of procrastination, she decided of own free will to no longer put herself in that environment. And I was thinking about it because I have two mindsets about when you commit to something you should follow through and complete. But I also have the mindset that if it's damaging your health and producing more negativity than positivity, then you need to draw a line and move on. And sometimes we keep going and going and going in the hope that things are going to get better, that the things are going to change, that we're going to get a lucky break. And that day never comes about, and another year goes by, another year's wasted. So I think there's a lot to be said for people that have the intuition, trust their gut, and rationalise things. And it's quite hard for right-brained people, so the arty people, to do that. If you're a left brain, you're analytical, you're good with that kind of thought process. You have it in the fact that you're like, right, this is, this makes sense. Why would I continue? And you move on. The right brains, the arty people, the creatives of the world persist. And without the creatives, we wouldn't have light bulbs. We wouldn't have, the technology that we have today, because they kept going despite that failure or that negative feedback. They saw the vision they created despite not really knowing how they were going to do it. But I think for all of us there can be a real strong lesson to be learned from her choice to sign off on that kind of adventure, that part of her life and that journey. So I guess what I'm saying this morning is that if you commit to something, I think it's important you follow through. Your training sessions, especially on the journey to Ironman or fitness or whatever, life in general, there becomes a point where you have to be truly honest with yourself and not create excuses in that I'm not going to do this because I just can't be asked, or I can't be bothered, or some lame excuse that isn't the actual truth. when it is affecting your health, your emotional, physical, mindful well-being, being disruptive to your life, creating that sadness, unhappiness, I think you then have to pull the plug, reside to the fact that life is more than that. Nothing is worth really getting ill over. So that's it from me this morning. I'm just off on a run now. It won't be filmed. I'm going out. I'm just going to hit the roads. About an hour and a half, and then shower, change, and then I have some errands to run, a few business meetings. But I will catch up with you later. So for now, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you haven't already, and have a good day. So that's the run done. Feeling good. Very, very comfortable, slow pace. Really, literally focused on just keeping the complete rhythm down, you know. Working in the heart rate zones. Not applying really any pressure to myself, which was refreshing, really. It's a stunning day, really nice day, so it was nice just to get out in the countryside. As you know, if you've been following my video blogs for any time, that's where I want to be more of. I don't think we get enough vitamin D in this country. Hence, the first bit of sunshine we get here, everybody brings out the barbecues and flip-flops. So yeah, all good. I'm feeling, again, it's another positive training session, another positive day. Little bit of ache every now and then in my right shin. I seem to remember many years ago just running in boots all the time when I was in the military have an effect on my shins. I don't know if it's something that just inflames every time I run or put a lot of pressure on, whether it's my running style, whether I'm not stretching right, but it's not affecting me in a way that is going to negatively affect or impact my training or anything really. It's just an awareness over, you know, that slight ache. Apart from that, feeling comfortable, confident. As you can see, I've donned the new hat. I did run in the shorts. I did a review yesterday, or just an unpacking process in a pair of the Hoob Central Range shorts. So I was wearing those during my run today. Normally I wear like compression leggings. That may be one of the reasons why my shins are aching slightly. But yeah, they're comfortable. I've got no chaffing around the groin compared to a pair of other shorts that I've been wearing. So yeah, they will work perfectly fine. And so I probably use those on a more regular basis compared to my compressions. So that's it for now. As I said, I've got a few bits and pieces of work to get on with now. Maybe visit the barbers in the next couple of days. As you can see, the beard is getting a bit long. Probably about a week's growth or so. So I don't catch up with you before the end of the day. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.